Hello, almost Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Yes, indeed so. Look at this. Look at this weather. Look at the blue. Look at the green shades of the lands. You know, there is this new invention that is called, it's a little box with a little metal thing going. They call it antenna. It's a new invention called radio transistor. And they said in that little box, the little people in the box, they said that we're awaiting a hurricane to come here. I wouldn't know, but this is what apparently is happening this weekend. It's interesting. So this week, so thank you for coming. This week, you know, it's been I've experienced it on many levels, and you probably experienced it as well. Judging people. Everything, we are now in such an energetic time that everything is coming up to the surface. Everything is bubbling up. Everything is like you know, like at the end of a piece, of a musical piece, where all the orchestra is like, oh, right? It's like we're at like the finale, right? Everything is coming up to the surface, and everywhere. People one to another. Let me make sure the light here is, because it's too bright. Okay. People one to another. The poisoning in the ocean, the dirt in the streets. People are to one another. Animals. You know, this is the storm. You know, so yes, it is a physical storm, but there is a lot of, you know, everything has a spiritual reason and cause. So the tools, the people that are delivering all this, the events that are happening, these events are the tools, are the messengers, if you will, that are delivering, that through them everything is being delivered. Whether it is the hurricane, whether it is how the people are one to another, whether it is the poison in the ocean, animals are going crazy, people are going crazy. It's just like very extreme. When I say crazy, it's extreme. To here, to there, bam, bam, bam. There's a lot of judgment. And people are judging other people. And it's happening globally, it's happening collectively, it's happening in communities, and it's happening between one another. And it's interesting that we are, as far as the weekly portion, we are in portion Shoftim, which means judges. And we are at the beginning of the month of Elul. Elul comes from the word to tour around, to look for an answer, to look for a solution, to look for something that will cultivate a change, to come to a place where change is being cultivated, but cultivated in a meaningful way, not in a let's patch something. Oh, that's a cool car. Anyway, in a way to create a cultivation from the source. And this is the time also where it is attributed to God. God is coming down to the field. The king is coming down to the field among the people, among his the communities, to hear what's going on. And this is a time that it is such a great opportunity to be involved in a change. So as far as judges, now when we talk about judges, you know, when we say, oh, don't judge me, or somebody's judging you, right? Or, oh, why are you judging me? Why are you this? What is the job of a judge? If we look at judge, it talks the first verse, it says, Shoftim v'shotrim titen b'she'arecha, which means judges and executioners or police officers you'll put at your gates. You'll put at the entrance to your gates. So what is the job of a judge? If we're talking about a judge is supposed to be somebody who is unbiased, not accepting bribe, that is looking at a matter not from an emotional standpoint, but from a true standpoint, seeing the facts, hearing the stories, and deciding, basically not being biased to either side. An attorney, for example, cannot be a judge, because an attorney is not looking for the truth. An attorney is looking for a motive, has an agenda, right? So the judges are supposed to be those objective point of view that looks at everything and says, okay, this is what's happening. Okay, this is, I order this and I order that. You can get this or you cannot get that. A police officer or an executioner really executes what the judges decide, right? So this is on the surface level. This is the story level. Put gates. It was talking about the time where we're coming into Israel and conflicts between people, because what is happening, you will notice, and you probably experienced that, when there is a distress, everybody is united, right? Everybody's united to tackle a certain issue as a society. But then when you get comfortable, when you get settled in your home, in your community, you have your property, start getting bored. So, hey, you took my stuff. This is my stuff. No. Now, instead of thinking about the collective, when there is a struggle, people are starting to think about their own selves, about what's for me, what's in it for me, how is it for me, and neglecting what is the good of the whole, right? And this is the time where Moses is talking about how to be a leader, and as a society and as a person, to think about where you come from, not to forsake the older people and the sick people. And look what happened. People are being neglected, and the homeless situation in LA, at least, has never been like that. It's just growing and growing. And remember that there is a God. Remember that there is somebody who governs on everything. So the judges, you put the judges and police officers to execute what the judge decides. So that's on the story level. But remember, in the Torah, there is what is called orchard, pardes. Pshat, which is the story, remez, a hint, drash, the deeper meaning, and sod, which is the mystery. And what it is really putting judges and officer in our gates, in our soul gates. We, as humans, we have 7 gates. We have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and 1 mouth. So the 7. What do we hear? And what energy we can emit when we're hearing. Dogs, for example, dogs have 18 muscles on each ear. They can move the ear in such a way that they can hear every angle, right? So what do we hear? What do we see? Our eyes are not only what we take in, but our eyes also emit energy. Hence the evil eye, ayin hara. When you look at somebody and what they have, and you say, oh, you know what? I like that. There is an energy that is being emitted into the field that sends for me, I want this. I don't care about you. I want this. I want this. Our eyes, what do we smell? And what do we say? What do we say? Abracadabra, what do we speak? Our thoughts, first of all, they start, and then our words, and then the intentions, and then the actions. So the judges and the officers that we put on our gates, and this is a time where we must come together, must be unified. Yes, there are quarrels every day. There are some things that we don't like, some things that we like. Some people say, one person says one thing, and we're like, oh, what you? But we come together as one, as a miksha achat, as a one condensed piece of wood or a rock. We come together, and this is the time. This is the time to. If no other time happened, and there is more segregation that was caused by the employers of the governments. The governments are here just to give us the sense that we have a freedom of choice. The politician, it doesn't matter if it's right or left. It's just an illusion. There are those who are being put here also as part of their own journey, but are creating this segregation so people don't think critically, so people will be segregated, so people will dislike one or the other and create struggles, because when we are being kept in struggle, we're not seeing straight. When we're being kept in, or the attempt of being kept in survival mode, we don't see straight. We don't see clearly, or we don't see objectively. We are conditioned. This is the media. This is the intention of those who are above governments. Again, governments are so this is the time where we are to come together, and to see really what is at our gates. Who is at our gates? Who is knocking on your door? Who is knocking on your door? Who is knocking at your door? And this was happening on earth. This is cleansing. This is cleaning. All this hurricane, everything. It's coming up. Everything is being pushed and being condensed into a bottleneck. So let's pass that, understanding that we're going through that, and choose truth. Choose truth, because truth has no emotions. We are the ones that bring the spices to any situation. There's no emotions to truth. There's just truth. There is or not is. Yes. And enjoy every day, and especially this Friday, and Shabbat Shalom. And I shall see you soon.